Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ken. I am also known as the Phoenix, and there is a lot on my mind. What I want to talk about today is balance, the need of balance. I've been going hard in repeating a few things. Number one, that money is not the root of all evil, but the love of money is the root of all evil. I've also spoken about balance, how that is key to success as well as your perception. So, which one is more? I wouldn't even say that you could really measure which one is more important because they both play their own role. How can you quantify an importance when there are different purposes that each role plays and that each role needs to fulfill to make the whole thing work? Ascension is something that we are here for, that if you're watching this video, you are absolutely interested in. And if that resonates with you, if anything that I've said previously has resonated with you, or right now that I'm resonating with you, go ahead, drop a like, drop a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love you for it. It would also help do the primary function of why I'm making these videos, and that is to spread the light. Because when we spread the light, we are creating a better timeline, the best timeline. If you're watching this right now, you are on the best timeline right now, where we remain sovereign. Balance. What does that entail? Well, balance, I've talked about going hard. And there is a point in time where you've heard the term, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Too much of anything is a bad thing. If you do not allow yourself to let your hair down, relax, just take a day and indulge, recharge the batteries, you're going to miss out. Just as much as we're here to learn lessons and challenge ourselves, we're here to grow bonds. We are here to communicate with each other and have relationships, right? It's okay to enjoy the good things. That is a huge thing that I feel most people just have guilt over, is that good things are happening to me, but the world overall is in a bad place. I want you to realize that the world is not as bad as you think it is. That is how the media is portraying it. And those that claim to be, activists, people speaking out on the behalf of those who cannot, they have their own agendas. Most humans on this planet are operating from a place of bias, as well as a sense of greed, more of ourselves versus for other people. They're in the I am aspect instead of the we are aspect. This is why I'm telling all of you, ingraining in all of my messages, that you shouldn't just blindly believe whatever someone is saying, even myself. I want you to really listen to my words, and if for any reason I'm giving you a bad vibe, follow that intuition. It's worth looking into. Maybe your intuition is telling you to ignore me for one reason or another. Maybe you have to follow that path. Maybe you have to get lost to find yourself again or gain something. That happens a lot. We wander. We go down. Have you ever been on a mission, solely designated walking down the path, and then something happens in your life? You either meet a person or your circumstances change and you deviate, and then nothing goes to plan. You had this plan and you were walking towards your end goal, and then you strayed. And as you strayed, you got completely lost. You might have lost yourself. You were doing things that were not yourself, right? Have you ever said that, where you meet someone and you're like, I'm not acting like me? That is intentional. We all have free will, And you can choose to go down that path. You can choose to ignore it and keep going. However, everything is by design, and we will face the challenges we are meant to face in some way or another. That is why there is no pressure. I said it before. There is no point to this existence except to learn. And I want you to write that in the comments if that resonates with you. There is no point to this life, and there is no pressure. And that's the beauty of it. There is absolutely no pressure when you have that mindset, because you know it's going to work out in the end. Being an infinite being and embracing that is so nice. Like, there is a way to feel negative about that. And unfortunately, that is the way that most everyone feels. When I had my false awakening in 2012, that is how I felt. I felt an empty pit in my stomach when I realized that there was no point to this life and nothing felt real. It was a period of 5 days, and I wanted out. There were some, questionable thoughts running through this head. Awakening is not all sunshine and rainbows. It is difficult. But once you're at the end of that difficult road, you wouldn't change a single thing because you experienced what you were meant to experience. How do I know it was what you were meant to experience? Because you made that choice based upon your perspective, the way you perceived the options in front of you and how it made you feel. You followed that intuition and you felt better. So, balance. As we are going on this journey, sometimes you just feel burnt out, right? Sometimes it feels like, well, I have done all of this already, but these spiritual teachers are telling me that this is what it takes to move on to the next level, so I'm just gonna repeat the same cycle. I'm not fully healed because I'm still in this reality, so I'm gonna keep going. That can be very detrimental, because you do get to a point where you heal yourself. You faced the trauma that you either incurred in a past life or suffered earlier on in this one, and you've healed it. You've healed the wound, but yet you're still operating from a place of, I need healing. If you feel complete, if you feel healed, you're healed. You can take a deep breath, acknowledge of what happened in the past happened to you, and you can let it go. You can let it go because you learned your lesson. And now you know that if you're faced with the same circumstances, with the same type of person, things will be different. You won't allow yourself to be damaged like you were before. You can let go of letting go. And I want you to write that down in the comments if that resonates with you. I can let go of letting go. And why do I say you can let go of letting go? That is a phrase I say to myself all the time, and that is when I get frustrated because I'm really into this spiritual community thing, and I tell you that discernment is very important. You can't just blindly accept what someone says. You have to use your discernment. And if something makes sense to you, then by all means, if it resonates with you, then why can't that be your truth? But if something does not resonate with you, then that's okay for you to just be like, well, this isn't how I was told or how I understand this. This isn't what God told me it was, right? My connection to source. I come across information all the time that's like, well, that's not what I've been advised of. And then there's a little voice in the back of my head. Yes. However, every possible outcome already exists, and you're just tuning to that frequency. So technically, all things exist. You're just tuning your antenna, your kundalini, to that energy vibration, that frequency. So you can literally create the life of your dreams by this basis, without having pressure, by balancing yourself, by not constantly pushing yourself to the red line and saying, well, I have to keep moving forward because I'm not going to succeed otherwise. There are other paths to success than one. There always has been, and there always will be. If that resonates with you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. So if you feel yourself being overwhelmed, what I would like you to do, and this is what I do in my daily practice, is I just, you've heard me refer to it as grounding, right? A grounding practice. This maybe I should call it a tuning, but I'm going to refer to it as grounding for right now. What I do is I get seated and I put my feet flat on the floor. And I get my spine straight. It's very important. And then you just simply breathe in. And as you're breathing in, you do this thing where you check your muscles head all the way down to your toes. If your brow is furrowed, you release it. If your jaw is clenched, you let it hang loose. If your neck muscles are tense, you drop your shoulders a little bit. You just go down, inch by inch, feeling your muscles, and wherever there is tension, you focus for just a couple seconds to release that, and you continue to focus breathe. You let all those thoughts go, and if you need to look at the wall, look at your wall, look at your surroundings. Realize that whatever is stressing you out is likely in your head, and it is not your exact surrounding. If you are, like let's say it's your job, and let's say it is your job that is frustrating you, take a break, go out to your vehicle, go to some place where you can get privacy and peace and do this practice. Doing 30 seconds of focused breathing is enough to reset your focus and your mood. Doing it for a minute is going to change you for predominantly the rest of the day, because it will fully shift your mindset over to something, and it will fix your perspective on the matter. And as you're focused breathing, just let go. And I do it for a minute, roughly a minute. I don't even time myself. I just do it till it feels good, and it's roughly a minute. And then I get back to what I was doing. And that has saved me a lot of times. Have you ever been in an argument and you say something, it just blurts out and you did not mean to say it, and it has caused a world of hurt? Because you said something in a moment of anger that you didn't mean, or that you knew was untrue, and it hurt that person deeply. They're going to remember that. They're going to think about it every once in a while. It is inevitable. Doing this sort of focused breathing and this sort of grounding, taking that pause in a moment of anger, can save you hours, days, weeks, months, and years of issue, of tension that you did not intend to have. And if you've done that, if you have said something that you don't mean, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, it is very important to calmly and just matter-of-factly say to that person, I'm sorry. It is very important for you to acknowledge when you were wrong, and that person will appreciate you for it. It doesn't matter if you were in the wrong and you know you were in the wrong and you wish you hadn't said that. You don't have to hold on to it. By holding on to it and by not wanting to be wrong, right? By letting your ego tell you, well, I have a reputation to uphold. By God, I'm not going to apologize because I have a reputation to uphold. If you let that happen, then you're lost. And you are going, that is fear, that is the ego, that is negativity, and that is the source of your suffering. When you confront what you have done, and you say, I'm sorry that I acted this way, you did not deserve it, you will feel that negativity leave your body. And you will be thankful that you actually did that. And then you'll be like, now why did I hold on to that for so long? Right? Why did I do that when I could have just let go? It's very interesting. And in doing that balancing practice, that breathing, that focused breathing, you can reset your mood, you can reset your attention, and you can find peace. Pretty much every single day now, since last week, last Monday, as of the recording of this video, 1 week ago, Monday, well, not 1 week ago, it's been more than that, 2 weeks ago when this video goes live, 2 weeks ago, I felt completely lost, stressed, and I didn't know why. I didn't feel like myself. And since I found Michael of Our Everyday Lives, and he was just so candid, and he was so inspiring. He was everything that I had intended to be when I sought out to create this, aka the Phoenix Rebirth. And I just hadn't done any of that. I hadn't done it, and that's why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I was not living my life of authenticity. I was not living my purpose or walking my path. And now here I am today. Still coming to you from the car, right? My car sermons are nice. They're convenient to do during lunch, right? Instead of just sitting here and contemplating and meditating, I can sit here and do what I've been meaning to do for the longest time, what my soul is really pounding at me to do, trying to give me the wake-up call to spread the message. If anything I've said today has resonated with you, please, again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would be doing your due diligence in spreading that message. Sharing also helps tremendously, because if you share the light, we are all one, doing the collective consciousness coming together, and we are spreading that light. And because we're spreading the light, we're helping manifest the best timeline. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Ken. I'm also known as the Phoenix, and I will see you next time.